All right, so let's talk about being a financial advisor. We're going to pull back the curtain on this career using some amazing insights from an industry vet with over 14 years in the game. We're going to look at the incredible highs, but also the hidden challenges they don't always tell you about.
Yeah, you hear this a lot, right? And honestly, for a lot of people, it really is. I mean, think about it. You get to shape your own schedule, you meet all these fascinating people, and you can actually make a huge difference in their lives. It's a pretty powerful mix.
But of course, like any so-called dream job, it's not all smooth sailing. There are some pretty significant hurdles that most folks just don't talk about. And these are the kinds of challenges that can genuinely make or break your career. Understanding them is key, whether you're just thinking about this path or you're already on it.
So let's start with the good stuff. What is it that makes this a dream job in the first place? Let's break down the key things that make this career so appealing to so many people.
When you really boil it down, it seems to come down to three huge benefits. First, the incredible impact you have on people's lives. Second, the constant learning you get from working with such a diverse group of clients. And third, the massive amount of control you have over your own time.
You know, the single biggest reward might just be this, lifting that heavy burden of money stress off someone's shoulders. For so many families, money is this constant source of anxiety. As an advisor, you get to step in and help change that narrative. Hearing a client say, "Wow, I feel so much better after talking to you," that's described as just an incredibly powerful feeling. And beyond those big emotional wins, your brain is always working. You're never just stuck in one little box. One day you're learning from a tech founder, the next a surgeon, the next an artist. Plus, with that flexible schedule, you can build your work around your life, not the other way around. One advisor we learned about even takes every single Friday off to be with his family. Pretty great, right? Okay, so that's the shiny side of the coin. Now for the part of the story that doesn't get told nearly as often. What are the hidden hurdles, the real day-to-day difficulties that advisors are actually dealing with? Well, the first challenge is that the learning, it never, ever stops. Getting your license, that's just the ticket to the game. Tax laws change, retirement rules get updated, estate planning strategies evolve. To be a great advisor, you have to be in a constant state of learning. It's a career-long commitment. And this next point reveals a really critical problem. You can be the smartest, most technically skilled advisor out there, a perfect 10 out of 10 on paper. But if you can't communicate that knowledge well, let's say your communication is a 3 out of 10, well, your clients will only see you as a 3. All that expertise just gets lost in translation. Which leads to this tough pill to swallow. Just being the best technical advisor isn't enough to win. This is why the industry can sometimes get a bad reputation, right? A great communicator with maybe not so great intentions can actually do better than a brilliant advisor who just can't connect with people. It's a frustrating reality.
And that brings us to what might be the biggest hurdle of them all, the sheer emotional toll of this job. Just take a look at this number, 93%. What in the world could that possibly be? That's the percentage of financial planners who, according to one study, actually experienced symptoms of post-traumatic stress after the 2008 financial crisis. Let that sink in for a second. The psychological weight of managing people's entire life savings during a market crash, it's immense, and it can take a very serious toll.
But here's where the story takes a turn. Because the very things that make this job so hard, they're also the keys to becoming truly elite. It's all about flipping those hurdles and turning them into your biggest advantage. So take that stress of always trying to find new clients. The old school way was prospecting, cold calls, awkward networking events. It's a grind. The source we're looking at says the new, much better way is to become findable, to create content and build a reputation so that clients come looking for you. His firm went from struggling to getting 40 inbound calls a month just by making that one shift. So what about that huge emotional stress we just talked about? During the 2008 crisis, some advisors were way less anxious than others. So what was their secret? How'd they do it? It came down to one thing: empathy. The advisors who really thrived were the ones who could connect with clients on a totally human level. They didn't just rattle off facts about market performance, they actually understood what their clients were feeling, and they communicated with real, genuine empathy. So here it is, the formula. It's not about being a technical genius or a great communicator. The path to being in that top 1% of advisors is combining deep technical know-how with truly empathetic communication. You have to have both.
One without the other just isn't going to cut it.
And that really leaves us with one final question. Because real success in this field isn't just about managing money, is it? It's about managing relationships and emotions. It's about becoming a guide who can connect the financial stuff to the non financial stuff and turn what could be just a job into a truly impactful calling.